Hello, friends. Welcome back to Amanda's Bookish Adventures, and it's my TBR for June. Update on May. One book so far, and I'm on the last week of May. But it was busy, and then I bought a Switch too, and it kind of went down the hill from there. But I have hope to I want to finish at least the series I was reading. So if not, it's coming on this TBR, but that's a whole other problem. So I have 20 plus books. A lot of them I pulled. This is not even all of them I want to read, but realistic, I'm going to narrow it down to this 20. So I want to talk about a release I picked up last year that has been haunting me since because I was going to read it last June and I haven't. If I don't read it this June, I'm just going to read it. But it's Coffee Shops in an Alternate Universe by C.B. Lee. When Brenda's internet goes out, right before an important scholarship deadline, she stumbles into Kat's family coffee shop. Brenda is swept away by cool, confident Kat who actually cares about Brenda's 19-step plan to save the world through science. Meanwhile, Kat can't stop thinking about Brenda, who's smart and passionate, who doesn't seem to care that Kat is the prophesized chosen one. The problem, the only problem, Kat and Brenda are from different universes, like to need to find a portal to go on a second date. Universes, as their realities collide, things spiral out of control. Can a girl determined to save the world find love with a girl determined to outrun her destiny? It sounds cozy, and some of my favorite books that I've read this year have been cozy. So I definitely want to read that, and I like the front of the book and the back of the book. The artwork is stunning. We have I'm not gonna read all of them because they're spoilers for May's book haul videos, but I can't remember if the Duke, maybe this might have been, but I want to read the Duke. Secret Scandal, Blackmail and Longing by Anna Curling. If I end up reading it, because I'm going to, it is sapphic, and it's kind of historic sapphic, so I'm excited for this. This is definitely a spoiler for the last book haul for the end of the month, but I'm not gonna read it. But we have a Star Cursed Heart by Anna Marie, and this looks so good. And then I have Paladin's Grace, and these are definitely spoilers for the book haul, so I'm just gonna show you. And I have no idea what order they go in. And then we have a queer couple in this one, so I'm excited. Plus, I took them forever to get here because I bought them in March, maybe beginning of April. I'm so glad I bought the UK covers because they remind me of old romances that my grandmother had, and I loved them. I can read the description for this one. I was supposed to read this for my birthday, but a lot happened around my birthday. I did read in the month of February, but I had traumatic things happen before my birthday in my personal life. Like, no one died, anything like that, but it was traumatic. So that didn't end up happening. But Violet Thistle Wait is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily. I'm not saying the last name, I will butcher it. Guy Shadowfade is dead, and after a lifetime as the Dark Sorcerer's right hand, Violet Thistleway is determined to start over, not as a fearsome thorn witch, but as someone kind, someone better, someone good. The quaint town of Dragon's Rest, Violet decides, will be her second chance. She'll set down roots, open a flower shop, keep her sentient magic, mildly homicidal, houseplant in check, and prune dark magic from the twisted burrows of her life. Sorry, these glasses, I need to get them tightened. Violet's vibrant bouquets and cheerful enchantments soon charm the welcoming townsfolk, though some seems to impress, but though nothing seems to Nothing seems to impress the prickly yet dashingly handsome Nathan Marsh, and an alchemist sharing her greenhouse with a struggling business and his own second chance, seemingly out of reach. Nathan has no time for flowers or fervently, and certainly none for the intriguing witch next door. When a mysterious blight endangers every living plant in Dragon Rest, Violet and Nathan must work together through their fears, past, and growing feelings for each other to save their community, but with a figure from her previous life knocking at her door. Her secrets threaten to uproot everything she's worked so hard to grow. Violet can't help but wonder, does a former villain truly deserve a happy ending? So cozy. And then this one is a spoiler for the book haul. Okay, majority of these books are spoiler for the book haul, so I'm just going to show them. If you want me to talk about the description or the book, you'll have to see. We have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. We have The Last True Vampire. We have Birdie. I have trouble saying this, and I had to look up this saying. My dyslexia doesn't want me to say this word. Birdie Guild by Macy Corplin. Those sprayed edges. So that is kind of frustrating me. I have two books from the same author I'd like to read. We have The Devil She Knows by Alexandra Bellefleur. A down on her luck woman makes a deal with a crafty demon to win back her ex-girlfriend after a proposal gone awry, only to discover the girl of her dreams might be the devil she knows. Samantha Cooper is having a day from hell. In less than 24 hours, her life has been unraveled, living her single and with nowhere to live, adding insult to injury. She's trapped in an elevator with a gorgeous woman who claims to be a demon. Daphne is not all what Samantha expected for someone insisting she's an evil supernatural entity. She's pretty, witty, dressed in pink, and smells nice. And she's here to offer Samantha a deal she can't refuse. 6 wishes in exchange for one tiny trade, Samantha's soul. There's a glaring loophole in their contract, one Samantha fully intends to exploit, so she doesn't have to fork over her soul after all. She only needs one wish to win her ex back. Hell bent to gather the last of the 1,000 souls she needs so that she can be free of her own devilish deal. Daphne grants each of Samantha's wishes with a twist, so Samantha is forced to make more. As Samantha's wishes dwindle and Daphne's offers her glimpses into the life she wanted, the unlikely pair grows closer. Perhaps the girl of Samantha's dreams is actually the stuff of nightmares. But Samantha and Daphne will have to outsmart the devil himself if they want a happily ever after. I'm going to put this over here so I don't knock the stack of books that I just stacked. We have another one, Playing for Keeps by Alexandra Bellefleur. Poppy Preston's life is finally back on track, and she's thriving as the publicist of NFL's most promising quarterback and her child best friend Cash Curran. So she doesn't appreciate when he makes an impulsive public pass at America's pop star darling, Lyric Adler. While Lyric's notorious publicist, Rosaline Sinclair, reaches out in response. Poppy is ready to face her wrath, but instead she learns that Lyric is equally interested in Crash. As Crash and I don't know why I said Crash, but that actually would kind of be cute. As Cash and Lyric embark on their ill-advised whirlwind romance, Poppy and Rosaline are forced together, each determined to protect their own client from the other. Poppy is frustrated by Rosaline's cool demeanor, while at the same time she's determined to impress her since Rosaline is legend in the industry. But no matter what Poppy does, she can't shake the feeling that Rosaline doesn't like her. That is until one steaming night when two women confront their unexpected feelings and began a messy relationship of their own. But with paparazzi, tabloids, obsessive fans nipping at their heels, Poppy and Rosaline's loyalties can be tested in ways they can never expect. So I like it. They both look really good, and I love the artwork. I think it's so amazing, so pretty. I have Greta Gets the Girl by Melissa Marr. And she has some other books that I want to read. Especially, I thought I owned that. Maybe I own that book for Kindle. What's worse than a workplace romance? Not knowing you're in one. Keely is thriving. Grad school's doing is going great. Her first book hits shelves in a few months, and it's been a decade since she's had to talk to her homophobic family. And of course, there's her anonymous hookup, Marie, who's everything Keely wants in a woman wrapped in a single sexy package. And Greta is on top of the world, making real moves in lesbian fiction, putting her feelings, putting her authors on the best sellings list, and a new relationship on top. But late nights, edits, and a sexy plot twist quickly turn real, revealing the truth, not just a one night stand, a coworker. From hot hookup to a workplace fiasco, Keely and Greta must figure out if they have an happily ever after, both on and off page. Added a twist to tell because I love this series and I've owned this one for a while. What if the blue fairy wasn't supposed to help Pinocchio? Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. So begins the wish that changes everything for Geppetto, the blue fairy, and a little puppet named Pinocchio. The blue fairy isn't supposed to grant wishes in the village of Parvera, but something about this one awakens some long, buried flicker within. Perhaps it's the hope that she senses beneath the old man's loneliness. Or maybe it's the fact long ago, before she was the Blue Fairy, she was a young woman named Chara, with a single wish to help others find happiness. Her sister Ilara always teased her for this, for Ilara's had big dreams to leave their sleepy village and become a world-renowned opera singer. When Ilara would have given anything to have a fairy grant her wish, Chara didn't believe in the lore for which their village was famous for. 40 years later, Chara, now the Blue Fairy, defines the rules of magic to help an old friend. She discovers by the Scarlet Fairy, formerly Ilara, who amid a decades-long grudge holds the transgression against her sister. They decide to settle things through a good old-fashioned bet, with Pinocchio and Geppetto's fate hanging in the balance. Will the sisters find a way back to one another? Or is there many hearts of matter a gamble that comes with strings? We have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have not read this. I have owned it. It is a signed edition that I spent money that it was a signed edition, and I still haven't read it. Never pray to the gods that answer after dark. France 1714. In the moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. As she realizes the limitation of her Freustian bargain begins, be, being able to live forever without being able to remember anyone she sees. Addie chooses to flee her small village as everything she once held dear is torn away. But there are still dreams to be had, a life to live, and she's determined to find excellence and satisfaction in the wide beckoning world, even if she will be doomed to be forever alone. Or not alone, as every year on her birthday, the alluring Luke comes to visit, checking to see if she's ready to give up her soul. Their darkly thrilling game stretches through the ages, seeing as Addie witnesses history in a fight to regain herself as she crosses oceans and tries on various lives. It'll be 300 years before she stumbled into a hidden bookstore, discovered someone who can remember her name, and suddenly everything changes. So it's been on so many TBRs. I remember when Victoria was writing it, she would post Instagram stories talking about it, which made me so excited. Still haven't read it, which is sad. So I'm definitely wanting to finish it off this year. We have The Final Kiss. It looks like an old book and it's watery, which I love. I love the cover. And it's polyamorous, I believe. Spirited away with a whimsical, romantical fantasy filled with dark magic and flirty, polyamorous romance. Cursed to haunt the rivers running through the magic spa town where she drowned. Gilsla is a water nymph who dreamed of returning to the living world and the family she left behind. All it takes is to regain humanity as a kiss from a mortal. But everyone sees her as a monster. And there's Kazakh, the brooding and interfering spirit hunter grandson of a local witch who strives to rid the world of unholy creatures like Gilsla. After Kazakh botches Gilsla's exorcism, she strikes up a deal. She won't tell the other spirits that he's losing his magic if he agrees to play matchmaker and helps her get a kiss. But Gilsla plans go awry when Kazakh, who also falls for this devilishly handsome young man she set her heart on, someone who could be linked to Gilsla's troubled past. So it sounds really cute, and I love it that they both fall in love with the person. I'm excited for the relationship. I'm excited to see where we would go. 3 more books. I have Blackthorn by JT Guessin. I'm just gonna butcher the last name. Look at those sprayed edges. You never forget your first love, especially when he's also your worst nightmare. 12 years ago, Maven Blackthorn fled her small town, leaving behind the wreckage of her mother's suspicious death, but now drawn back to for her grandmother's funeral. Maven steps onto Blackthorn's soil once more, only to find herself thrusted into a fresh nightmare. Her grandmother's body has vanished. You know what? I'm just going to take these glasses off. They're driving me crazy. Except for now I can't see the phone. Blackthorn immediately suspects the Crofts, the ruthless titans of Croft Pharmaceuticals, whose bitter blood feud with the Blackthorn spans generations. But when Maven comes face to face with Rowan Croft, the son of her mother's suspected killer, the only man she has ever loved, she discovers that the forbidden passion they once shared is alive and dangerous as ever. As the long buried family secrets claw their way to the surface, betrayed lurks betrayal lurks beneath. Stop. Hi. As you stand on books, do not knock this pile over. That was Lou. I lost where I was. Betrayal lurks behind every whisper. An old vendetta ignites anew. The deeper Maven digs for answers, the more treacherous the game becomes, and the one man she can never seem to escape is hiding the truth that could burn the whole world down, their whole world down. And a town where the dead won't stay buried is love the salvation. What's the deadliest game of them all? I'm gonna move some of these books because he's gonna knock them down. He's done it before, so I'm gonna kind of make the piles over here smaller and move the book he's standing on. 2 more books, little guy. 2 more books. We have The Isles in Silver Sea by Tarsha Suri. I think I said that name wrong. Maybe if I sit up like this, he won't lick me. 2 lovers endure a centuries of endings in the world of fantasy award. Oh. Eh, that's just the description. In England, ruled by stories, the knight and the witch are fated to fall in love and doom each other over and over. The same tale retold over hundreds of lifetimes. Simar is a witch of the woods. Bina is the knight of the queen's court. When the two women begin to fall for each other, how can they surrender to their desires? When to give in is to destroy each other. As they seek a way to break the cycle, a mysterious assassin begins targeting the tales like theirs. To survive, the two will need to write a story to stronger together than the one that fate has given them. But what tale is stronger than the knight and the witch? Last one. So I held this last year, and I haven't, with a lot of the books, I have not got to it. And oh, I did attempt to read it, and I guess I put it upside down in the book jar, which is okay. I will fix it, but I don't know if I want to read it. That's the thing. I might want to unhaul it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna read it, and if I struggle, and because I attempted it last year, if I'm not feeling connected to it, I'm just gonna unhaul it. Ophelia has dreamed all her life of entering Lasha Enchanted, the mysterious court of the gods blessed King Leo, where the shadow monsters that roam Ophelia's home and never trespass. Loop is like rope, but Lope has lived her life as a knight, defending Ophelia and her home from shadows even as she pines silently for her best friend, and dreams of escaping the monsters. Oh, I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, and dreams of escaping the monsters with Ophelia by her side. When the shadows venture too close, Ophelia's mother leaves to appeal to the king, but never returns. Ophelia sets out to find her, with Lope at her side, sending both girls on a journey neither could have anticipated, one that leads them to the dazzling Chateau Enchanted itself, where lush and verdant gardens bloom and glittering dances are held nightly in the honor of their immortal king. But the darkness they fled in is closer than they think, and is waiting to tear them apart unless they can uncover the secrets lurking in the gilded halls. So it sounded good, and maybe, which is, I've noticed in the last 2 years, if I'm not in the mood to read that book, I leave the bookmark in and I don't touch it again. I call them my graveyard books. I was not in the mood, or something in my life has happened to the point I physically just can't read that book. And then when I try to go back to it, it brings up those past feelings. And I am going to try to push past it because I do think I can really enjoy this book. I can't, I don't know why I do it, but I attach like memories, or I associate memories with these books. So if something hard is going on in my life, if I attempt to try to read it again, I just go back to the dark place of what happened at that time in my life. I'm pretty sure I've gotten rid of a lot of books that could have probably been my favorites. I'll never know because don't want to, I don't even want to attempt to read them off Libby, off Kindle. So what I'm going to do is attempt to read them again and try to associate new memories. Now, if you've read any of these books, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any recommendations, I'd love some down below. And I want to also reread, top of my head, Heartstopper. It's been so long since I read those volumes, and I have them on my Kindle. There's so many, even Kindle books that I want to read that are probably, if I do vlog, that I'll talk about. If not, it'll be in my wrap up, which you'll see in December. So I'll definitely see you in the next video. It should be a book haul or a vlog, one of the two. But like I said, I would enjoy your thoughts down below. See you next time.